So Krish, let's go back to where we really started, right? We have the last 10 minutes and I'm going to do a countdown, but we started by talking about being connected 24/7, but not as engaged. And the question that's really come up is to say today managers say, listen, let's do a call at 10 o'clock. 8 to 10, you need to put your kid to sleep, you need to have dinner, finish all of that, and then 10 o'clock, let's get onto a call. Or let's do a situation where, why do you need to take a holiday? You're anyway sitting at home, right? So why do you need a break? And it becomes very difficult for some people on some of our members, some of our friends to really push back and give a logical answer or, a response to say, listen, being 24/7 connected is draining me down and therefore I need a break. And even though I may not go for a holiday or I may not go, vagabonding, I still just need to be at home and just disconnect and take a break. So how does that one really go about communicating this or sharing that in a very transparent manner? Because when the pushback is to say, listen, you're anyway sitting at home, it's a 15-minute call, why don't we just do it now instead of pushing it to tomorrow? So how do people have that conversation? I think so a lot of people on our group are struggling with having those conversations. Maybe it's because of fear. I'm just supposing, but I think so maybe I'm just taking it as a guess there, but maybe it's fear, maybe it's people are thinking what will be the pushback, should I do it, am I righteous enough to do it, am I not? So people are grappling with these kind of things on their mind. So any suggestions there of how do you really go out there and tell people that can't this wait till tomorrow, is it so urgent, or if it is, I'll do it, but give me some space and time, or I've experienced great amount of fatigue, I need the next 2 days off, even though I may choose to do nothing, or I may just do a painting, or I may just do some cooking or anything therapeutic that makes me feel relaxed, but I need a break from work. How do you really go about communicating that message? Because it doesn't seem to be as simple as you and I having this conversation. People seem to be having that kind of fear or difficulty.
Yeah, no, I can understand.
Any tips, suggestions on how people can go about doing that?
I agree. I think I can understand because I think people are under a bit of pressure. Maybe there is a lot of work, and there's also thing about jobs and various other things. So therefore, it's not an easy thing to really kind of do. But let's try and do that. I think what is the thing is this. I think it is you have to bring your point and communicate, but yet do it in a agreeable way, not being disagreeable. Yeah. So how do you do it? That is a challenge. I think it is about giving. I think the two things you got to keep in mind. One is I think you got to be transparent about your own context, saying, listen, I've got this. Nobody is going to say, anything against it. For example, you say, listen, I've got a child and this and that, and we got to, I think I need to take care of that. So, or I've got somebody at home who I have to take care. Can we do it? So therefore, talking a bit about your context hopefully helps people. And therefore, because of that, why don't we do it tomorrow? But give them the reason, it's just that, and you can say, listen, this is there and the person is not well or whatever it is, give that so that people know. And then also, so that's something. And I think also you should say, listen, why don't we got this. It's not that, even if I'm at home, there are other things that I'm doing. And therefore you got to really articulate that much more clearly. And do it in a very clear, firm and open way, saying, I've done this, etc. Because I don't think you should worry about anything, because as long as your output is great, nobody is can do or question that. But I think talking about your context, talking about what it is, talking about some of the issues you have is important, because you can verbalize it. And if somebody doesn't listen, maybe use some friends or use somebody else to talk and see how you can influence people. Because I think it's important that you don't put yourself under that bit of a stress. You talk about it, or talk to your colleague, or talk to somebody who can influence. But I think it's important that, but talk in a way, being objective, giving the context, saying what it is, and also telling them how you can really manage the situation if there is any. Then I think people will be okay.